Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to day 49 dropshipping. Today we actually got a ton of stuff done. So last video, basically what was going on is the last product test completely flopped, really high CPM. So I found a new product, and basically from yesterday till now, I got most of the product research down. I got the top 3 highest conviction angles that I think would work. So basically we took those angles and kind of laid out the product page to resonate with the angle. So when we go ahead and make the ads, the product page is going to resonate with the ad, because I know a lot of people end up testing 20 different angles and their product page is on a completely different angle. And it's honestly a conversion rate drop off, because how are you going to have this selling point on an ad, then when you get to the product page, you're talking about something a completely different issue. So we definitely got that dialed in, and then I started working on some ad scripts. These ones, one realization that I made is making the mini VSL ads is they take me way too long. If I make them maybe just a little bit more AI UGC that you can literally make in maybe 20 minutes with some basic edits, light edits, and just give the whole script to them, and they're gonna, like hold the product and say, this is this, and everything like that. I would be able to pump out a lot more creatives and a lot more quickly, instead of spending 4 hours on an ad that I don't know if it's even gonna work at that point. So I think for initial testing to see if there is a lot of buying intent, testing the market, I think just a little bit more of simpler AI UGC, maybe a couple edits here and there, chop them up a little bit, speed them up, slow them down, a little bit of music, background, I think that would be better to get initial, what are going to be the CPMs for this niche. Because if you don't know, I know a lot of people think that a better ad automatically means you're going to have a cheaper cost per mile, but that is sometimes the case, but it also does really depend on the niche and the market as well. Like if you're running, in my last product, I was running berberine, and my ideal customer would be someone that was looking for a GLP-1 or Ozempic or something like that, and their objections to not buy it because insurance. It recently just got FDA approved, some of them, the GLP-1, but not the GLP-3, which is otherwise known as Retta or retatrutide, which is a peptide research chemical, and you would have to inject it with a needle. But the Ozempic ones, this law is state by state, but you do have to get blood work. It is pretty expensive, and as you know, what I just said, Ozempic, GLP-1, everyone knows about it because it is the biggest growing industry over the past 5 years ever. I believe it has a market cap of around $5 billion, which for being just approved like a couple years ago by the FDA, so it could actually be sold, is really insane. The growth has been insane. Everyone has seen ads for it. There's many companies, but berberine, it's a supplement that would regulate your cravings, regulate your blood sugar, and it's all natural. You don't need a prescription or anything for it. So the people that would like to get Ozempic or GLP-1 that might be stopped by, they don't want to inject it, they don't want to get monthly blood work because it's a hassle, maybe it's too expensive for them. Their objections for GLP-1, my idea was, that would basically be, their objections would be my ideal customer to try something more natural. And it's a natural supplement, and it's not a new research chemical. So And it actually did work, but my ads kept on getting just not approved. The ones that actually converted, they just got rejected, got a few accounts banned, and so I had to really tone it down. But across the whole entire journey, the CPMs, cost per miles, were 100 bucks to 150. And even though my ads were really good CTRs, um, the gist of it is the market is just so saturated and the market is just so massive that there's so much competition that no matter if you have the best ad in the world, the CPMs are still going to be relatively the same. And I think that's a pretty big thing that many people don't understand, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, just make better ads. But if you have 10,000 companies that are competing with crazy high spend, and remember, it's a massive market, so there are a lot of companies out there, that could be spending $100,000 a day on ads, and then times that by, well, you got 1,000 of these companies that are really aggressively scaling. Well, you're going to have competition, and your ads won't matter at the end of the day because the competition. So yeah, that's basically that. I just think the market was a little bit too competitive, and it's a very touchy subject for Facebook. They hate these products, they hate these ads, and they're really difficult to get approved. So we were profitable, but the ads that were profitable rejected, account banned. So we had to move on, because with the new ads I made, I had to tone it down so much, so my hooks weren't as strong. So ultimately we weren't profitable with the new ads that were ultimately going to be allowed to run and did follow a little bit more of the terms of service guidelines. But other than that, though, the key takeaway from it, though, was just the market analysis, and even just the idea of their conversion rate drop off would be my ideal customer, backed up by their spend. So everyone knows about it. I mean, everyone is aware of the product, and there's so many ads that they may even be aware of how it works, how it functions. So a lot of people may already know their objections to why they did not try it, and that's why I thought it would be perfect, because people would be able to understand it very quickly. And if they did have those objections, they would say, I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to inject it, or it was too expensive. But this is an all natural supplement, and I know it's not going to have the most effective results, but I still would like to try it. So that was my idea, and it did work. So I'm going to carry this market analysis over to this product, and it was definitely a great learning experience, just for, I don't know, like learning the markets and kind of trying to tap into them. It's not really something that I've even really thought of before, because I think I'm always thinking more in marketing terms without actually understanding the market and how it functions and as it is, which when you put into consideration, how big is this market actually, I think you can get a lot better of an idea on how to go about your marketing and your ads, and it all correlates together. Because if you have a market of one person, you can possibly only get one sale. But if you have 50 million people that are interested and actively using these products, then obviously you could have 50 million potential customers. Not that you actually would, but potential customers you could be. Now, there's going to be a lot of different companies offering them, but if you have a solid offer, good landing page, good ads, I don't see why you wouldn't be profitable. So yeah, basically just a ton of market research today. just trying to find some good angles, come up with some new ones, kind of remake existing angles. And I'll use this example for that. I remember hearing this a long time ago, but I kind of carried it over um, to my new existing marketing beliefs. So if, let's say, a few years ago, there was this really big trend for like a sleep mask that would also kind of have little earmuffs that would play music. So instead of just can't sleep, block out the noise, block out the sunlight, just that, people ran it up with those angles and ultimately is profitable. Then it kind of died out, got saturated, whatever. One person came up with the new angle to help if you're hungover. If you're hungover, have a headache, having trouble sleeping, taking a nap, whatever, get these. And it worked. And it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not creating a whole new angle. It's just adapting an existing angle and just making it a little bit more niche. So I am going to be trying a little bit of that, just niching existing angles down a little bit to resonate better with another audience that is a little bit smaller, but they know who they are. So there's that. And yeah, just quicker, just that's pretty much it. Just I got the landing page done. I'm still crafting up an offer. I think this one we're gonna go a little bit more, instead of AOV, we're gonna go a little bit more volume based offer, so lower ticket, so potentially higher conversion rate. If there is any objections, they would be kind of solved with the price point, because if it's $24.99 or $29.99, it was, well, it's $30. What could it hurt, even if it doesn't work? Which obviously, I am selling quality products. Quality is a good aspect of that, and I do have a really good supplier. And yeah, so there's that. So I do believe that this product does work, and I have tried this product before. Well, not this exact one, but I have tried the formula of it in another product, and it does work. So this one is kind of like focus product, I guess. Supplement, of course, just focus. And I know a lot of people are running this, but I do have some pretty good angles, like just taking existing angles and just niching them down a little bit to target a little bit more of a core demographic, a core audience. And then I made my landing page to kind of resonate with that audience. This audience is going to be a little bit younger instead of a little bit older. So there is that. But one problem that I may have is younger people can obviously identify AI stuff a lot better. So we're gonna see if we're gonna get any comments. And what I do is, for AI videos, is 720p, not 1080, and kind of put a really light blur or filter over it, just so the fine details aren't really super fine, because that is just the lips, the hands, the fingers. It's kind of it's very easy to tell sometimes, but it is getting pretty good. And if you put that light filter over, so there's like a really light blur, it kind of fixes it, and it's a lot harder to tell that it's AI. So there is that. But tomorrow I'm gonna get the ads done. I really didn't get much sleep today, and I drank this right here, C4, and I don't know, I should have got a rain. I'm just not really feeling it. I'm just really tired. I probably got like 4 hours of sleep, but there's that. It's been really hot, so when it's hot, it's really hard to sleep. But yeah, we're gonna probably just sleep like 6 hours real quick, and then wake up, get straight to these ads. The next update for day 50 we are going to have results for these ads, because it's like 2 a.m. right now too, so there's that. I'm gonna sleep till probably like 6 a.m., 8 a.m., wake up, get ads done before 12, launch them, and then I'll record the next video maybe like 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow with the results of the ads and the buying intent. The main thing is just getting the ads done. Like I said, I'm not going to be spending a ton of time like usual on them. I realize that I got a product, I got market research. Now it's time to make quick ads and test the buying intent, and obviously make up that offer. But it's going to be a really simple offer. I think people overcomplicate the offer, because I've seen multiple stores scaling on just simple offers. Base price $59.99, discount it to $24.99 or like $29.99, and if people want your product with that discount, they will buy it. So yeah, there's that. That is day 49. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. We have gotten quite a few new subscribers, and that is great. If you do have any questions, comment them down below. I will try my best to answer them, but yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow.